All right. If you haven't seen The Goonies, expose yourself down below in the comments. Because my buddy Hoffman just told me the other day that he's never seen The Goonies, and I think that's completely unacceptable. I don't know why that bothers me so much. Deep down, hurts my heart. But regardless, we're going to carry on painting our orc at 2 hours a week or whatever. Let's go. Greetings, good humans, and welcome to Tabletop Alchemy, where sometimes we continue our lengthy process of painting a miniature 2 hours a week. And we thank our patrons who have, I'm sure, all seen The Goonies. Right? Don't spoil my hopes and dreams. Anyway, thank you guys for supporting such a lengthy sort of batch of filler episodes, I guess, if we're just going to be honest, where we're working on a miniature 2 hours a week. Yeah, I already said that, and then I said it again. We're working hard. There's a lot of things going on in life, right? And, probably a lot of you out there don't get much more time for hobby than I do at this particular moment, in this particular time flow, time stream, whatever. Time is a flat circle. Is it a flat circle? What do people mean when they say that? Time is a flat circle. I don't understand. Anyway, we're moving on with the orc. I'm trying to, I don't know what I got done in this last painting session, but I know I was trying to add some highlights to the orange bits and stuff. I know that for sure. And I started to put in some washes and things like that. So, we're going to see all that stuff happening. And I wore my Goonie shirt today because I was literally sitting here going, well, what can I chat with the, all of the wonderful people out there? Obviously, most of you understand that I'm sort of mentally stuck and buried in Project X, and it's moving, but it's a slog. It's a slog for sure. But I wore my Goonie shirt today, the fit for today, as they say, the youngsters. And I was like, oh, I'll actually chat about the Goonies just for a minute. Not specifically the movie, other than the fact that, yes, I was sorely disappointed to find out that Hoffman has never watched the Goonies, which I already mentioned that. He's a little bit older than me, so probably when that movie hit, he was just above the age range that was maybe acceptable to go to this kind of a movie, I guess. Whatever. There's still really no excuse for it. The reason I was going to talk about the Goonies is because I was going to talk about Lego, and there's a Goonies Lego set coming out. And on top of that, it was one of those sets that's part of their Lego Ideas theme, which means it was designed and voted on. It was designed by just an a fan of Lego, and then it was voted on, and it got to go into the big category where the Lego company itself looked at the things that had been reached, 10,000 votes or whatever, and they decide if they're going to actually produce any of those sets. And then in the cases where an individual has designed a set that gets chosen by the Lego company to produce as an actual set under the Lego Ideas theme, I believe that person actually makes a 1% commission on or they're awarded a 1% back-end points, I guess, on the profit sharing on the production sales of their set, right? But anyway, the Goonie set, I'll put it up on screen here. It's from the pirate ship side. It's kind of, admittedly, a little bit dull looking, I guess, just because it's all just sort of that big face, the big side wall of the ship, so it's kind of just a bunch of brown tiles and stuff. I mean, it's still a cool shape and everything, but then you flip the set around and you have that sort of standard like Lego cross section or open face, right? But I actually personally really like the way they've gone about all the little scenes that are built into the pirate ship itself. It's pretty cool. It's a very expensive set, so it's not likely that I am going to be able to invest in that set when it releases. But who knows? Maybe next year when it goes on sale, or I'm in a different spot financially, whatever, I might pick it up. Because I am a diehard Goonies fan. Speaking of, expensive Lego sets, there's actually another set that's coming out that I kind of really want as well. And it's also over $300, which is very expensive. They're coming out. There's actually a small handful of sets that are coming out in the next few months from the Lego company that I would like to get my hands on, and they're all in this price tier of the $300 to $500 range, which is, I mean, it's kind of crazy actually. The economies are all weird around the world, and it's just, but then everything else is just more expensive. I don't know. But yeah, they're coming out with a reissue. It's not a reissue. I guess it's an updated version of the Pirates of the Caribbean Black Pearl, which, as a Lego Pirates fan and just Pirates fan in general, I would really like to have that set as well. I guess this is just a Lego episode while we paint the orc here next to me. And then they have this I guess it's another Lego Ideas set that is, I guess they call it the Italian Riviera, but it's like, so this is a photo of the fan-made design. I don't believe that they have leaked images yet of the actual Lego design, because Lego designers will redesign a fan designer's set to, whatever they need to do they want to make some changes or make it more buildable or secure or follow the Lego, design aesthetics or whatever. So they always tweak the designs a little bit, sometimes a lot. But anyway, this is a really cool, and I'm a big fan of the Lego architecture series. Not just the architecture series, but of course the modular buildings. I don't know, I like miniature buildings. So the modular building series is my favorite theme from them. And this Italian Riviera set just looks really cool as well, and it would be great to have that. But that's also going to be over $300. And then there's this, as far as Lego architecture goes, they're doing Neuschwanstein, the Neuschwanstein Castle, right? The Disney castle. It's in Germany, right? Bavaria. I hope I'm right about that. I'm too lazy to go check. I'm sure I'll be corrected in the comments. Anyway, but this set looks super cool too, but it's also like $400 or something. I don't know. Man, but it looks good. Oh, and this set I don't want, but it's rather, I guess, a spectacular sort of piece of news. Not for any of you that aren't into Lego, and in that case, this is kind of a bummer video for you to sit through. You've probably already clicked off, so it doesn't matter. I'll continue on, because only the true fans are watching. But Lego's releasing at some point by the end of the year I believe their largest set to date. It's both the largest set and the most expensive set. It's 9,000 plus pieces. It's $1,000, and it's a Lego Death Star. And it's gonna come with like somewhere around 40 minifigures. It's pretty crazy. I have no desire to get that. I don't really care about the Death Star set or much of the Star Wars stuff anyway. It's a few things here and there that I like. But anyway, I want to see it. I want to see a 9,000 piece. Like, I have no idea how large the Death Star is supposed to be, the Lego model. And I don't know why I'm just talking about Lego. I just happened to watch one of the videos. I follow a couple of Lego channels, and I specifically follow a couple that just, always show the leaks or just let you know the leaked news of new sets coming out, because, I'm a Lego fan. And yeah, this one video I watched a couple days ago was just like, here's all the new sets coming out between now and the end of the year. And there were just so many. And so many expensive sets. I was just kind of taken aback a little bit, but it's all part of the FOMO thing, right? The fear of missing out. I can't collect everything. And the older I get, the easier it gets to sort of let that stuff go. There's actually a box of, speaking of FOMO stuff, there hasn't been quite a lot from Games Workshop lately that, as far as like miniatures coming out, that I really wanted to pick up. But they did just drop. I don't know if it's available yet. It might have just came out. I haven't followed it very closely. But there's a box set that just came out that I do actually really like the sculpts of the miniatures that are in them. And it's called, I don't even actually know what it's called. I'll show a picture of it here, so you'll see the name of it. I just can't remember what it's called. Something, I was surprised it even came out as part of the Old World series from GW, which I don't remember this particular faction. I don't have, now I'm not an expert on, old Warhammer Fantasy. I did play it, but, I'm just aware of all the standard sort of factions, the High Elves, the Wood Elves, Orcs and Goblins, and the Empire, stuff like that. And the Empire I thought was like really, I guess there were the Bretonnians, right? As far as human forces go, human kingdoms, but, of course the Chaos stuff. But, yeah, these guys, I don't recognize the name of these guys, but this box set has some really cool sculpts in here, and it's another expensive box set. But they are pretty cool. I would actually like to pick those up for not really any reason at all, other than they're just cool, and I would like to own them. And that's just FOMO talking. age has definitely sort of an impact a little bit on a deafening of the FOMO phenomenon, but also having a project that is sort of all consuming is another thing that helps divert attention away from this FOMO stuff or seeing new stuff and I got to buy this and I got to get that and I want to collect this and I want to have all this stuff. If I'm just sitting around and here in the apartment and watching YouTube all day and I don't have anything to do for weeks on end, then I'm very susceptible to the FOMO thing. So having Project X, as difficult as it is, and when I say difficult, I mean truly difficult, but it's also invigorating and mentally energizing at the same time. It's really proving to be valuable in my life. And so this is just another weird little service that I see that it's providing to me, which is alleviating the FOMO thing. And I'm actually pretty grateful for that. But now I've just sort of maybe passed on a bunch of FOMO to you guys by showing you stuff you can buy that might be cool. So this is where I am at on the orc, and it's getting pretty close. Almost all of it has color on it. I left the smoke to last. I'll probably do that as the very last thing. So I'll probably highlight up the cannon and do all the other highlighting and stuff that I want to do and the base and everything before I actually do the smoke. And I'll do that last. But yeah, it's actually getting close to being done. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great week ahead and get some good hobbying done and, have a cool project that you're working on, something that's energizing and creative and inspiring. And yeah, just sink into it. Sink into a project like that and kind of ignore all this FOMO stuff and just realize, the FOMO is never going to go away. Obviously, it's not as a thing, but what I mean is, let's look at Games Workshop and let's look at Lego for a second. And it's just and let's just acknowledge the fact that if certain things if reality stays going, society keeps going the way that it is and whatever, and these companies stay around, they're going to be producing new stuff after we're gone. So at some point, we're going to have the ultimate FOMO. But at that point, we won't care. So that's just the thing. It kind of gets me through. It's like, man, it's just, sure, there's all this crazy stuff coming out that looks great and I want to collect it. But there's just going to be more stuff next year. And there's going to be more stuff, next month and next week. It's a never-ending consumer cycle of new stuff to have or to make you want. And kind of standing back a little bit and looking at that, kind of puts it in perspective a little bit, at least for me, where it's like, yeah, it's just, can't collect everything. Can't have it all. So what's the value of FOMO? It's irrelevant. Go on and get some hobby done. I'll see ya.